Good morning, children. Today we are going to start a new chapter, human reproduction. Children, we have already studied about the reproduction in organism. Like reproduction, it is of two types, asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction usually occurs in lower class of organism, whereas sexual reproduction occurs in higher class of organism. So let's start with the reproduction process. You know, children, that human beings, they are viviparous in nature and they reproduce sexually. Viviparous means they give birth to their young ones, and whatever fertilization takes place, it is inside the body of a female, and internal development is also there. Now sexual reproduction involves sequence of events. So what are those events? Number one is gametogenesis, means that formation of the gametes like the sperm and the ova in the male and the female by reduction division. Number two, it is insemination. Insemination means, children, whatever sperms are produced in male, it has to be deposited in the female genital tract. Then fertilization. Third is fertilization. And you know that fertilization means the fusion of the male and the female gametes and their nuclei to form a diploid zygote. After fertilization, cleavage occurs, because when fertilization occurs, that means a single cell zygote is formed. But after formation of zygote, the repeated mitotic divisions takes place in the zygote, and it forms first the morula and then the blastocyst. Number fifth is the implantation. Now, the attachment of this blastocyst in the uterine wall or in the uterus, it is known as implantation. Now, after implantation, gestation is there. So, whatever time period the fetus lives in mother's body, and the development in the embryo is completed over there, and the baby is formed. So, this period is known as gestation period. Now, after gestation, parturition. Parturition is the birth of a baby or the delivery of the baby which was in mother's womb. Now come to accessory or external sexual characters. Children, you know that humans, male and female, both are separate sexes. Now, man is unisexual, similarly female is unisexual, and whatever characteristics are there, some characteristics they are physically appeared in male and female. They have external genital organs and they have accessory sexual characters in man. Now, this is called as sexual dimorphism. That means male and female both are having different sex organs and both are separate. Now, the accessory or secondary sexual characters in human beings, they appear at the time of puberty by the action of sex hormones which are secreted by anterior pituitary gland. Now, these glands, they secrete some sex hormones which may result for the formation of these secondary sexual characters, like the changes in the physical appearance of the male and female. Now, these hormones, they are secreted by sex organs or gonads. Now, these characters, they are easily identified in two sexes of the species. Now, in male or in human beings, these include low pitch, high pitch voice, then external reproductive organs, and different patterns of distribution of hair on the body. So, here comes the secondary sexual characters in human male. So, time of puberty in human male is at the age of 12 to 14 years. Now, they include appearance of beard and mustache, then growth of axillary and pubic hair, broadening of chest and shoulders, then appearance of hair on chest, arms and legs, development of muscular body, deepening of voice, and enlargement of genitalia or gonads. Now, secondary sexual characters in human female, it appears at the age of 10 to 12 years, and they include development of delicately curved body, growth of axillary and pubic hair, enlargement of breast, sweetening of voice, and initiation of menstrual cycle or menarche. Now come to human reproductive organ. Now both male and female of human, they have the reproductive organs which are known as primary sex organs and secondary or accessory sex organs and genitalia. Now what are the primary sex organs? Now the primary sex organs, they are known as gonads. Now these gonads, they give rise to sex cells or the gametes, and they also secrete hormones. Now these hormones, they help in the growth, maintenance and functions and of all the gonadotropins and LH of the anterior pituitary. Now in male, the sex organs or the gonads, they are known as testes, and these testes, they produce male gametes, the sperm or the spermatozoa. So both the sperm and the spermatozoa, they are same, and male hormone testosterone. Now this hormone, it helps in the development and maintenance of the male secondary sexual characters, and in female, the gonads are the ovary and they produce eggs or ova and female hormone that is known as estrogen. Now again, this hormone helps in the development and maintenance of female secondary sexual characters and menstrual cycle. Now secondary or asexuary accessory sex organs. Now these organs, they are not directly include in reproduction. They are not directly involved in reproduction, but without these accessory organs or the secondary organs, reproduction is incomplete. So the organ which assists in reproduction but neither produce gametes nor secrete sex hormones, they are known as secondary or accessory sex organs. Now these include prostate gland, seminal vesicle, epididymis, Cowper's gland, vas deferentia, urethra, penis in male, and in female, fallopian tubes, uterus, vagina, vulva, Bartholin glands and mammary glands. Okay. Now let's move on to male reproductive system. The children, male reproductive system, it comprises the primary reproductive organs and the accessory ducts and accessory sex organs. Now this primary reproductive system, it is located in the pelvic region of the male. So what are the primary reproductive organs? It comprises one pair of testes and scrotal sacs in which the testes are there, accessory ducts, retitestis, vas efferentia, epididymis and vas deferentia. So here see in this diagram, this is the male reproductive system which is in side view. So sperm duct is here, then urinary bladder is there, then erectile tissue is present in the penis part. Now penis is there, urethra, foreskin, and these are the testes which are embedded in the scrotal sac. Now seminal vesicles are here and prostate glands are here. So here see in testes, this is epididymis, okay, and scrotum part. Now this primary reproductive system, it has the pair of testes and the scrotal sac. Okay. Now accessory tubes, they contain the vas deferentia, vas efferentia and epididymis. Now accessory sex organs, they contain the seminal vesicle. Now this is the accessory organ. Then Cowper's gland, prostate gland and urethra. Okay. Now children, in male, the urethra, it is the common opening for passing the urine and the sperm. Now come to scrotum or the scrotal sac. Now these scrotum, they are pouch-like or bag-like structures which are loose fold of skin arising from the abdominal wall, and they are hanging between the legs. Now its dermis is made up of smooth muscle fibers and they are known as daughter's tunic. Now muscular partition is there in between these two testes or in between the scrotum, and it is known as septum scrotum. Now it divides the scrotum internally into right and left scrotal sacs. Now, scar-like raphe marks the position of septum externally. Now, testes, they develop in the abdominal cavity, but during the 7th month of development, that means when the baby is in the womb, this testes develop in the abdominal cavity. But after 7th month of development, they descend permanently into the scrotal sacs through the inguinal canal. Now come to testes or spermaries. Now testes, they are the primary male sex organs. They are soft, pinkish, oval bodies, and they are about 4 to 5 centimeter in length, 2 to 3 centimeter in width, and 2.4 to 2.5 meter in thickness, centimeters in thickness. Now testes, the weight of the testes is around 10 to 12 grams. And they are extra abdominal and they are suspended in the scrotal sacs because of the temperature of the body. Now the left testis is generally located 1 centimeter lower in the scrotal sac than the right testis. So here male reproductive system in front view. See here children. Now this urinary bladder, and from this urinary bladder ureter arises. Here see. Okay. Now sperm ducts are here. Seminal vesicle as you see. Then prostate glands are there. Then from these seminal vesicle and from the urinary bladder, urethra is there. Okay, so this is a common opening for passing the sperm and passing the urine. Then from this testis, epididymis is there, and these are the two testes and urethral opening. Okay. Now microscopic anatomy of testis. So internally, if we see the testis, it has protective covering like tunica vaginalis, tunica albuginea, and tunica vasculosa. Now these are the 3 layers which surrounds the testis or which protects the testis. Now tunica vaginalis, it is the outer covering of the testis. Then tunica albuginea, it is a fibrous covering which is present inside the tunica vaginalis, and tunica vesiculosa, it consists of the network of capillaries which are supported by connective tissue which lines tunica albuginea. So here see, these are the blood vessels which supplies in blood to testis part. Then vas efferentia here, see vas efferentia. Then vas deferens is there, epididymis is there. Then these are the testicular septums or testicular lobules, or we can say segments. Then this is the testis, and these parts which you see as a coil structure, they are seminiferous tubules. Scrotum is there, membrane, middle membrane, this is tunica albuginea. Okay, and this is the part of the testis which is known as retitestis. Okay. Now testicular. Now testis has about 250 compartments, so 250 segments, and these are known as testicular lobules. Now each testicular lobule, it contains seminiferous tubules. Now these seminiferous tubules, they are made up of single layer of germinal epithelium, and these germinal epithelium, they are cuboidal spermatogenic cells with few large pyramidal sertoli cells. Now the male germ cells, they are known as spermatocytes. During the meiotic division, it leads to sperm formation. Now these sertoli cells, it also provides attachment and nutrition to the developing sperm. Now come to, this is the transverse section of mammalian testis or TS of testis. So here seminiferous tubules are there. Then these are the satellite cells which provide nutrition to the sperm. Then germinal epithelium is there from which the sperms arises. Now spermatozoa is there. Then these are the satellite cells, spermatozoa, germinal epithelium, spermatocytes, okay, and in between these interstitial cells or the leading cells are present. Next, leading or the interstitial cells. Now these leading cells or the interstitial cells, they are present in connective tissue between the adjacent seminiferous tubules, and they are present in a group. They are large polygonal cells, and they are also known as leading cells. Now these leading cells, they synthesize and they secrete male hormone that is known as androgens. Now what is the function of testes? Now the testes, they produce sperms by spermatogenesis process. Now they also secrete hormone that is known as male hormone testosterone by leading cells. This hormone, it promotes and the development and maintenance of male sex accessory organs. Rest will do in next class, children. This is the difference between the leading cells and satellite cells. So read it, and we'll again meet in next class. Thank you and have a nice day.